You look good, Chuy?
Hell yeah.
Wake up, you ain't heard the news. Thank you for joining us here for this special edition of the Fast Break Sports Hour, Monday Night Football edition. Got my Dodger hat on because they just clinched the NL West. That's why it took us a little bit longer to get here. Without further ado, joining me here today for this Denver Bronco Kansas City Chiefs special, we have the wizard himself, Chuy, to drop some knowledge on these Denver Broncos. And he says he's going to tear it up. I don't know what he's going to tear up, but he's going to tear something up. Again, thank you guys for joining us here on the Fast Break Sports Hour YouTube Live. Like, comment, subscribe, especially with Chuy the Wizard showing up. You definitely got to like this show. So introduce yourself, Chuy the Wizard. How you been?
Hello, I'm pretty good. I've been pretty good. This is Chuy, the wizard, the original. I'm going to tell you the way it is.
He's going to tell us the way it is
Why the
when it
Broncos.
comes to Monday Night Football, when it comes to the Denver Broncos and why they're either actually doing good or bad in his point of view. And let's get right to it, man. You want to drop some knowledge. You want to, the floor is yours to let us know what you think so far about these Denver Broncos and their 2-1 start.
Okay, they're pretty good, 2-1, but I think so. There's a couple of guys that got to step it up. And we've been talking about it all weekend, and you know who I'm talking about. It's going to be our quarterback,
Case,
Case Keenum.
you like John Elway. You mispronouncing his name. Like when John Elway called Case Keenum up, he called him Case Keesum. You just called him Chase, man. Why you call?
Well, until he starts playing a lot better, and then we'll call him by the right name. You know,
Oh.
he's got to earn his money. He's got to earn his name. So, we're paying him pretty good money.
Oh, you're paying him.
Yeah, we're
Awesome.
paying him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because we buy this stuff right here. See this? We're supporting the Denver Broncos. So
Yeah.
we're supporting the Denver Broncos so they can pay a good quarterback. I mean, this guy was good last year. I mean, there's nothing against that. But the thing is, they brought him in here to play better or better than what we had last year, and he's a little bit better so far in 3 games. I mean, you got 3 games,
Better
three
than what they had
touchdowns.
last year
Oh heck yeah!
so far. A little bit better.
Yeah, I'll say those guys were like Big Ten, from 10 to 100. From 0 to 100, they were 10. This guy right now is about 45. He can
Wow.
play a lot better than
So he's
that.
playing. So he's a below average quarterback right now.
Well, hey, I mean, they lost. They lost last week. They had a chance to come up there.
You
And for
know.
some reason, the coaches, instead of throwing the ball at the end, they had like 8 minutes. And instead of throwing the ball, they're running the ball. I mean, they're a good running team, yeah. But when you're losing by 2 scores, and you got 8 minutes, and you're still trying to run the ball. I mean, you're down there ready to score, and what happens? They run the ball instead of let's throw the ball, let's pick it up. This guy's a veteran, man. He's not a rookie. He can go in there and just go fast, fast pace. He don't need to be calling huddle and all that stuff, He needs to step it up, you know. And I know we've been missing a quarterback since Manning, but hey, if this guy's gonna do it, all right, I'm all for it. But if he can't do it, let's go with the next one before it's too late.
So the first two games mean nothing to you when it comes. So every time he loses a game, you want him pulled. So what
No,
do you? Let me ask you this. So last week you are basically placing the blame on Case Keenum for the loss against the Ravens. Is he the priority as to why they lost?
somebody's got to take the blame. I mean,
I'm
he's a
asking.
quarterback.
I'm asking
When they
you.
win, yeah, because when they win, it's the quarterback. How
So then
good the
he
quarterback
so then he
plays.
played good the first two games then.
He played not good. I mean, he played good enough to stay in there. I mean, he got himself in a lot of trouble by throwing those interceptions. Okay, that's what he's doing. He's not. He's been known the whole year, and he comes over here. He has 5. What's going on? We got him to get us going ahead, not put us behind.
So you don't
I
think it
mean,
has anything to do with him being in a new offense, him learning the new, just the teammates, his weapons around him. He has to get on board with them. So right now, you're basically the leash you're giving Case Keenum is very short, and you're not giving him a chance to even play a quarter's worth of NFL football. He's only played 3 games. He's 2-1. I would agree with you. He hasn't played to the expectations, but he's not the reason why the Broncos lost last week. He was a part of the reason why
part
they
of it.
lost.
Yeah.
The defense is a big reason why they lost because the 3 touchdown drives they gave up against the Ravens last week had nothing to do with Case Keenum. Nothing. The interception he threw did not. There was no points scored after that interception. So you look at the 13 penalties they had last week against the Ravens. That's a big reason. 13 penalties for 120 yards. That's undisciplined. So you can place that on the coach and the players for not, you know. I'm going to give Case Keenum a small part of the reason why they lost last week. He should play a little bit better. I'm not going to make excuses as to the weather, but it's well noted that he doesn't play well in weather games, which it is what it is. You know, you get paid to play football, to be a quarterback. It's not going to be sunshine. I understand all that.
We're gonna be in Colorado.
So let me get to the first question after you put your 2 cents on Case Keenum. What kind of season does Case Keenum need to finish with so that you can consider it a success?
Okay. He needs to play better, not turn the ball over. He has a lot of weapons. Okay. We got a defense. Right now, it's kind of in the edge. So if he can, instead of, he needs to play better, not throw interceptions, not fumbles. Keep it going. Okay, that's all we need from him. A couple touchdowns here and there. And this game tonight is going to show what this guy's made of. If he came out here to play, I mean, we're going against one of the worst defense, okay, in Kansas City. And if he's gonna
The
wait,
worst.
if he's gonna wait until the fourth quarter to try to come back, hey, we'll be done by halftime. He needs to start early. I don't know why he's starting late. I mean, he's playing at the end of the game, plays good. Why? How come he can't come in here and play at the beginning of the game and just go from there? Don't wait until you're behind.
So, with all that being said, give me not just a win total, but give me a touchdown to interception ratio that you expect for Case Keenum for you to say, you know what, he's our starting quarterback. We don't have any issues for next year.
I think at the beginning, I'm not sure what number I said they would win, at least 9 or 10, at
Okay.
least 10 wins,
Uh huh.
because we're paying him good money to be a quarterback, and that's all we needed. Okay, I know our defense is taking a seat back and everything, but man, we could have easily been 3-0 right now, easily, easily, because the way they played against Baltimore at the end, they were still in there, and I'm still gonna be saying that. And right now, and like I told you, I don't like the way the coach Joseph. I think he's gonna have to show something, or else he's gonna have to go back and have somebody be the head coach and him go as on the defense.
I
You know,
think I think you make a good point there because that's one thing where Vance Joseph, if he sees that the defense isn't being aggressive like they should be. Now they do blitz a lot because we were watching a stat on there that said the Broncos are the third highest team that blitzes, that brings blitz packages. But just besides the blitz, they're not pressuring the receivers. They're playing off of the receivers. I think you make a good point where Vance Joseph, with him being the head coach, he needs to step in and say, you know what? Our cornerbacks aren't doing what I expect them to do. And Joe Woods, take a back seat right now and let me show you how it's done. Because to me, that's where his specialty is on the defense. So as a head coach, he has to see that. So I agree with you there. He's doing a little bit better as the head coach. You can see it a little bit, but at the same time, he needs to do it in the game. In the game, it just seems like if something's not working, it's like they're scrambling on the sideline.
yeah.
So let's get to the next part of that. How many points do the Broncos need to score tonight, to get past the Kansas City Chiefs? That crazy man, that
28,
well-oiled machine.
28 plus,
28 plus.
28 plus, and we need we need the defense. It's like you said, the defense. They have to. I mean, the Rams. I mean, the Raiders. What did they do? 2 steps back and throw the ball. 2 steps back. They were seeing that the
Yeah.
cornerbacks were behind 10 yards. in front of the players for what they were doing.
They're throwing
So
7-yard passes and
they
then
don't
having
give
them
they don't give
go
Miller.
go ahead and check that what that's all about. So the Denver Broncos tonight against Kansas City Chiefs. It's been well, it's been out there. The Kansas City Chiefs are the best offense, and someone's having an issue with the phone, man. That's unprofessional. They don't, man. The Chuy the Wizard, man. You got to shut that thing off. Unless it's your girlfriend, or even if
Yeah,
it's your
right.
girlfriend, you got to cut that off.
Yeah, right.
I'm talking about my mother.
Okay.
Okay, so Chewy the Wizard was handling his business. Chiefs offense is incredible. They're up there with the Los Angeles Rams as the best offense, but the Rams obviously have a better defense. The Chiefs give up a boatload of points, a boatload of yards. They're worst in the NFL when it comes to defense. Who else on the offensive side for the Broncos besides Emmanuel Sanders? Because Emmanuel Sanders has been the best player on offense the first 3 games. Who else besides Emmanuel has to step up today that just needs to put them over the top? Someone that obviously Lindsey didn't play in the last game. I think that was part of the reason why the offense struggled, because I think there was a big part of the game plan where Philip Lindsay was going to be a part of getting through that Baltimore Raven defense in Baltimore. Who do you see taking that next step, or who needs to be that guy that provides? Now it's me, man. Holy moly. Jesus. No one ever calls us, man. That's some bull sugar.
All right,
Um,
all right. I see what you're saying. Okay, you know who needs to step it up is our offensive coach. What's his name? Because I'll mess up his name
Bill
again.
Musgrave.
Yeah, that redheaded guy. I'm
So
sorry to say
you're
redheaded.
thinking it's more
It's
so the scheme and the creativity?
it's yeah. I mean, we're first down. What do? Run. Second down, they run. Third down, let's throw the pass. They do this over and over and over. I mean, you got players. You got this Patrick. What's his name? Patrick, number 81, wide receiver. And then
Tim
you
Patrick.
and then you got the rookie. What's his
I
rookie
think
name?
Cortland Sutton is the real
Yeah,
reason.
right there. He's
Tim Patrick, he's not. He's the fifth receiver.
yeah, but he
But
played good the first. What was the
yeah, but
second
I
game?
think they have to get Cortland
But
Sutton
yeah,
going
well, yeah,
before
no. What I'm
anybody
saying,
else.
yeah, what I'm saying is you got great wide receivers. Okay, use them, use them, give them up there. I mean, I mean, you got what 3 guys are over 6 feet, 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, big
Use
guys.
those guys, man. Use those guys. Not just trying to run the ball on every first down. You move them around. You got enough in there.
What do they have to do with Demarius Thomas and Cortland Sutton? What's the problem there?
Okay, you start Thomas. Okay, that's just to be nice on him. I mean, let's face it, he's going downhill. Okay,
Get over here a little bit more. I want to see some of your chest action.
he's going downhill. Okay, I mean, let's just face it. I mean, he's dropping too many balls. He's always been doing that. Okay, he's always been doing it. But now we got a young guy there. Let's get him in there. Get him in there. Throw some balls at him and see what happens. I mean, the kid looks like he's good and everything. And let's trade Thomas to somebody. Somebody that wants. I mean, Thomas, no disrespect, but it's about time you start either playing it better. I mean, I know it's what is it, 9, 10 years he's been in.
Yeah, well, he's been in since
Yeah,
2010.
yeah. I mean, I don't know why
This is
these guys
his ninth
don't
NFL season.
understand that when it's time to hang it up, let's hang it up.
Well,
Let the young guys come in here and do something.
I don't think he needs to hang it up. I still think he needs to be a part of the team. But I think they need to find that role where the Cardinals kind of use Larry Fitzgerald, where it's, just possession.
Yeah.
But he doesn't need, like, I think last week they used him right. They threw him the ball 6 times. He caught
That's-
5 passes, for 50 yards, 60 yards. That's exactly what you want. But you don't want to target Demarius Thomas 9, 10, 11 times. You need to put some of those targets over to Sanders and Sutton. I think Sutton, he needs to get in that, 7 to 8 targets a game, not 3 or 4.
We're looking at some of the same thing as we're looking at Thomas, the younger Thomas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a younger Thomas, a more aggressive guy. So let's use him. You
Yeah.
know, that's what I'm saying about these coaches. I don't know why they don't see it. I mean, you got the players there. Use them. Don't just try. Lindsey. There's another guy, Philip Lindsay. He's a nice guy. Young guy and everything. Not that big. He's good running inside. But hey, try throwing little passes out to the outside on him. Let him run on the outside. He's doing good in the middle. Yeah, if he runs through the middle and gets through the linebackers, he's gonna be gone. But hey, use him a little bit more to the outside.
And
That guy can do it.
I think they have. I think they were definitely going to do that in Baltimore. I mean, again, he got kicked out in the second quarter. That game against the Raiders, he's one of the main reasons why they came back to win. He had over 100 yards rushing. Okay, so what you want more so is maybe like 50 yards rushing and 50 receiving, or what do you want? Because to me, I think they're using them just right. I think if you can get the yardage, whether it's run or pass, it works.
Well, yeah, they need to use him more in the pass. Okay, they're doing good on
So
the
you want
run.
him less carries.
No. The same thing.
So who are you going to take targets away
Well,
from?
it's like I don't know why they got Booker in there going in there. I mean, he's a guy that okay, you know what? We spent a third or fourth round on him.
I'm tired of
He
that.
was hurt last year. He didn't do nothing last year. He comes in hurt, and then this year you give him the number one spotted running back, and what does he do? Nothing. And then you're over there. It's like the coaches old. That's what I don't like about these coaches. Either you're gonna be a starter or you're not. You know. Or if you're gonna play, you playing. But if they're not playing good, why playing just because they're there? Get somebody in there that wants to do it. You know.
Yeah, we've already learned that Devontae Booker is good for carrying the ball 5 times for 10 yards. That's what all he's going to do. He's never going to break a run. There was actually a couple runs against the Ravens where he had an opening, but he just tripped over himself. And it's just
Same thing.
so unless you have the ball at the 1 yard line, which you have Royce Freeman for, Devontae Booker should not be in the game anymore. If anything, he should probably be in there for 1 or 2 plays the whole game. But for some reason, he's still getting in there for 15 to 18 plays. That's just too much. That's too much plays for a guy that doesn't do anything. At this point, Andy Janovich is more of a prized possession than Devontae Booker.
And that's another guy
because he
use
blocks.
more. They need to use him more. Okay, when there's third down and one, fourth and one, use him. That guy looks like he can run, but they never use him. So why have him in there? He blocks pretty good, but he needs to run on the short yardage. To give him the ball as a fullback.
So offensively, you said it. They got a minimum score 28 points today
At least 28.
to have a shot minimum. Okay. So defensively, which player or which group? When I say group, I mean group position. So like the line, the linebackers, the secondary, or is there one player that just has to have a monster game today to not shut down Mahomes? That's going to be tough, but to kind of make him make mistakes.
It's gonna be, if I was a coach for the defense in Denver, get either a cornerback or a safety on the tight end. And I'm not going to say his name. I know who he is, but you can say his name, the tight end for the Kansas City.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, that guy. You know, for me, I can only say my name, Mexican 100%. But this guy's, I don't know his name. I mean, I can say it, but, you know, it's going to be messing it up. But if you can get, on the defense, you get one guy after him the whole game. Say, this is your guy. You're going to take care of him. We're going to win.
Who would you put on Kelce? Who do you trust in the secondary to be on Kelce? Because we obviously don't trust any of the linebackers.
I would say Pac-Man. Pac-Man might be able to take care of him.
Okay, so you're going to give Pac-Man a bigger role.
That's his
cause trouble.
Job.
Cause
that's
trouble.
That's gonna be his job. That guy taking care. Why? Because this guy's always been having over 100 yards against us, and it seems like last year, this year, the same thing. Tight end gets in there. This tight end's pretty good. They gotta hold him.
So, okay, Travis Kelce, you're basically telling me that he's the big part of the offense. It's probably the same answer. If they have to shut down one player on that offense, who is it?
That's him.
If you have to pick one,
that's him.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. Because we need to blitz more. We got the two outside guys. They need to get in there, and you got to get everybody man to man or whatever. Take care of you guys. So don't give him time to throw the ball. If you give him time, you're gonna give Hill time to get downfield. Okay. So you have to blitz in there, get in there, attack. That's all they got to do. And you got to. It's almost like a rookie quarterback there. You know?
But yeah,
I would be surprised. This is like I'm saying. This is what we're gonna know about the Broncos. This is a winnable game, easy. If the coaches did the homework and have the players thinking, "Hey, this guy, okay, he has 13 touchdowns. Okay, we got 3. So what? You know, I mean, we're paying this quarterback more than they're paying their
well,
quarterback.
that's because he's on the rookie scale.
Yeah.
You can't judge that. But even though Case Keenum's getting paid the 16, 17, 18 million,
18.
he's still not a top 10 quarterback when getting paid. So
No, he's about
I don't want to get back to Case Keenum, but you're making me do this. So it's like, to me, Case Keenum is not the reason why.
It's part.
it's a small part
It's smart.
because he's also the big reason why they won the first two games. Because he has fourth quarter comebacks in both games.
Yeah.
So because it shows the poise that a
put us
quarterback
behind.
needs to have. No, it shows what a quarterback needs to have to continue to keep playing and finish off the game, as opposed to other quarterbacks.
But
If
he
they're
needs to
having bad
start.
games,
He
no,
needs to
but
start. He needs to
understood.
start playing
But
the
there are
game
other
in the first
quarterbacks
quarter.
that they play bad.
I don't care about other quarterbacks.
But
I want him to
so
start
you
on
would
the
rather
first
have a
quarter.
quarterback that plays great the first three
Yeah,
quarters
the
and then they
first-
lose
no,
in the fourth.
Four quarters. Four quarters.
But he still
guy-
finished the game strong.
So
He still he doesn't have a full game yet, but they're still 2-1, so they have something to build off
That's
of.
why I say today we're gonna find out if he's for real or if he's gonna be a backup.
Okay,
'Cause if
so
he wants to go back to be a backup,
who are you going to put in right now for the Broncos?
Okay, if we're gonna lose with Case, let's lose with Kelly. Let's lose with him.
Oh my God!
You know, I mean,
can't do
hey,
this.
We can't wait. We can't wait for this guy. We can't wait for this guy to be losing.
What makes you think Chad Kelly's going to do any better?
I'm not saying well, a change of pace might be able to do it because this guy can
Because he
run.
played good in the preseason, so now he proved everything that he needs to prove.
So you rather go with Case
Yeah,
and lose all
we
the games.
paid him money.
And,
Yeah,
and lose all the games.
they're 2-1. They haven't lost all the
that's
games.
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So
If today,
what's the theme that makes you think that they're going to lose all the games?
no?
I mean, I don't get
because
it.
if they lose today, and I want to see what Case does, and everybody's going to see it. If he can't complete, at least have 3 touchdown passes.
Okay.
Okay. At
That's
least have
the
3 touchdown
benchmark.
passes. Yeah. He
At
needs
least 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. Okay. Because he
So
needs to keep up.
let's say he throws those 3 touchdowns, okay, and the Broncos scored 28 points,
and they
and they lose 28-42.
lose. Okay.
Okay, let's just say that.
And then I'm going to tell you what happened there, and everybody's going to tell you, okay, because the thing
You're going to
is,
say Case Keenum didn't throw 4 or 5 touchdowns, and he should have.
No, if he plays good, okay. If the defense comes back, okay, he let's say he scores 28 points, okay,
Okay.
running and passing, they do good. But the defense can't hold the other guys. The other guys keep on scoring every time. Okay, I'm gonna come out here and say this defense sucks.
Well, that's what they did against the Ravens. They couldn't
Well,
stop
yeah.
the Ravens.
Well, they stopped at them at the end. We're not gonna go there again because they had 8 minutes on the fourth quarter. And what were they
Well,
doing?
you're
Running the ball.
27-14. You're down by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and they were there.
No,
they decided.
the defense needs to keep them within 1 score to give them a chance. You can't be down 2 touchdowns.
I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Look what happened.
They
to
gave up
Minnesota.
3 touchdown drives.
Look what happened in Minnesota and the Rams. I mean, you got to keep up like that. You got to stay there until the end.
That loss against the Ravens was a team loss. To me, nobody played good in that game.
I think that's a coach's loss. The coach's loss more than the quarterback, because at the end the play calling was terrible. At the end, they looked like they were ahead. 8 minutes to go, and they were running the ball when there's two scores behind.
They were inside the 10 when they were doing that.
Yeah, like if they were winning. Oh yeah, let's run down another 4 minutes because we don't need all 4 minutes. I mean, throw the damn ball, get a touchdown, and then
you're
get the
right.
ball, and then
But weren't
get the
they
defense.
running 10, 11-yard chunk plays with Royce Freeman? Wasn't that working? Because I saw that like 4 times where they would hand off and you would get 10, 11 yards.
And you know, a good offensive team, when you run the ball, you can pass the ball because
But they weren't able to do it inside the 20.
Okay, because they weren't calling passes until the end. They had like, what was it, a first down and goal 4 yards, and they ran the ball, and they kept going back. I mean, you had 6 minutes, okay? Throw a pass, throw 3 passes. What are you going to lose? 4 passes.
Well, they threw two passes and they were incomplete. He was looking for a pass
They were
interference,
running on 4th.
and he threw an interception on inside their 25-yard line.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm going to keep I've been a Bronco fan for a long time. I can say here, oh no, everybody's good. Like our coach, Joseph, oh yeah, everybody's playing good. Hey, come on, man. I mean, we're seeing what they're playing. You got to come up with the guys that are not playing. Okay, you got Jules, that middle linebacker there. He looks like he's doing his job and everything when they get him in there. Okay, if Marshall or Davis ain't doing that good, get him out. Get Jules in there.
Well, I think that's the problem with this team is
They
their linebackers, their front line, they're stopping the run. Sometimes they're having issues early on downs, and the secondary is just not. They haven't played up to what they have been. So it's nice and all that their defense is ranked 11th. Like, okay, fine and dandy, but you're still giving up points.
Yeah, because you do it. Okay,
You give up okay, hold on.
go ahead.
You give up 24 to the Seahawks,
Okay.
19 to the Raiders,
Raiders.
it's whatever. Like, it is what it is. But and then you give up 27 to the Ravens. At some point, you're just an average defense.
Okay.
You're not a good defense anymore.
Okay, right now, what's our biggest? Say what's our power and our defense? Is Miller and Hump.
Do not call him a chump. He's Bradley Chubb. He's not a chump.
Chubb. Okay.
Man,
Okay.
hooked on phonics
Okay.
did not work for
55.
you.
Okay. No. I'm Mexican, bro. I'm gonna have it. Okay. Right there.
Just tell me their number if you don't know their name.
55 and 58.
Bradley
I know
Chubb
their name,
and
but I
Von
can't
Miller.
say it the way you guys say it, okay? So I'm going to say it the way I say it, and you know what I'm talking about.
All
okay,
right.
You let those guys in there, rush the passer, okay? And then what do you do on your cornerbacks? You take them 10 yards back. What are you doing? You're giving the quarterback time and the wide receivers 5, 6, 7 yards and throw the ball. No, you go. You got pretty good cornerbacks. Okay, you got one of the
Right.
best cornerbacks. Put him on the best.
Chris Harris Jr.
Yeah, put him on the best wide receiver. and let
Wouldn't
the
you
other
say
guy-
Bradley Roby hasn't been what we expected him to be? Let's tell the
I
truth.
mean, we seen last year that he wasn't when he was up there. He was getting burned.
But
He
I
was-
still
he was
think
half
he
and
was
half.
good because
Yeah.
you have Aqib Talib there. I think he was able to guard the third receiver.
Yeah.
He was actually number one in passes defense in the NFL last year.
But
Bradley Roby was because they were throwing a lot to him. But he was still number one in passes defense. But now as a starter, to me, he has not done what he was supposed to. What everyone thought he would do. The expectation was he was going to fill in nicely and take his game to another level. But he's actually dropped a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's a big reason why the defense hasn't done exactly what they wanted to.
That's the reason. That's the reason because they can't count on him. The way they would do with number 21.
Yeah, Aqib Talib. Yeah,
Okay, but see, with this guy, Roby,
Bradley Roby.
yeah, what he does, I mean, what happened to him is last year he had his big brother there. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, so he felt good. Oh, he did good and everything because his big brother's there. Wait, now his big brother's not there. So he's out there by himself. Okay? So maybe that's what's doing it. That's what I say. You gotta take chances. Put him one-on-one and his guy, put Harrison one-on-one the other guy. I mean, the Chiefs don't have that many wide receivers that are that good. Hill's one of the best. Sammy's pretty good. But I mean,
Sammy
don't
Watkins,
give,
yeah.
and-
He's
and-
hit or
and-
miss.
And they're long, they're
Kareem
bombs,
Hunt.
Yeah. Get those right away and let the rush go in there. Okay? That's
Right.
what you gotta and don't give this kid Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, don't give him any time to throw the ball.
I
Make
think-
him run around. He ain't that good.
So we're gonna cut
He
this
runs
off
around.
here almost because it's almost game time. But I think I've been talking about this on the show for a while. Patrick Mahomes is due for a hiccup, and not just because he's due. I think the defense needs to pressure him, and I think it's going to be the key to the game today, in my opinion, is you have to take a lead because we have not seen this quarterback from behind yet.
That's right.
And we got to see exactly how he plays when he's under pressure because he's been getting out to 7,
Oh,
14,
yeah.
21. And I think the biggest thing is to make sure you start off fast and you put points on the board before they do.
Yeah, make
You
him
don't
think.
make him think about his next play. He's too comfortable right now. So give me your last words before we do our predictions on what you think needs to happen today for the Broncos to be successful, or what you think the Chiefs need to do to continue to win. What either or. This will be the last things we say, and then we'll get our predictions afterwards. Don't give me your prediction yet, though.
Okay. Well, about the Chiefs, I mean, I had them down winning maybe 5 or 6 games. I didn't know this quarterback was going to do it.
They had them on about a
Because-
7 or 8.
Yeah, because I didn't see their defense. Their defense is not good, and they're showing that. But this guy came out of nowhere.
He's incredible.
I mean,
He's
we've seen
been
him
the
last
best
year for one
quarterback.
game, yeah, and so I mean, we can't take nothing away from that. But I think once you control him, that team's gonna go downhill. I mean, it's
Tyreek's downhill.
oh, yeah,
Cheetah.
Yeah, he goes downhill. Yeah, but I mean, the whole team's gonna go downhill, and that's gonna dig up a
Do
hole.
you
with them.
think they will sustain this offense, or is someone going to? Are they going to be figured out,
Okay,
or are they going to be a playoff team?
this is what's gonna happen tonight. The Broncos are gonna figure it out.
Ooh.
They're gonna show everybody that you put pressure on the kid. You put pressure on the kid, he's gonna choke. He's gonna choke in
Alrighty.
that.
So with
You're
that
gonna
being
see-
said, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're gonna see it tonight. If we win, that's what's gonna happen.
Well, give me your prediction now. No more ifs, ands, or buts. The talk is done. We know exactly what you feel about Case Keenum, the coaches, Demaryius Thomas, that defense. What's your prediction for Monday Night Football tonight? Kansas City at Mile High, where the Broncos will be wearing all blue. It's going to be a midnight blue edition of the Denver Broncos. Give us your prediction, Wizard.
It's gonna be 28-21.
Woo! So that's kind of a little bit
And
low
that's the
scoring.
Broncos winning.
Broncos winning
28-21.
28-21.
Yeah.
That's that's Vegas has the total at 56 and has the Chiefs favored by 6 points,
Okay.
5 or 6 points around there. So they're basically saying the Chiefs should win by 9 or 10. That's what they're saying. So kind of like 33-23. That's what Vegas is putting out there. Okay. I don't give a what about Vegas.
Well, I'm better than Vegas. I'm telling you this. But, okay, here's a big but there.
Ooh, we like that.
If the coaches come in, if the offensive coach comes in and starts, okay, let's run the ball. If you're behind, let's get out there and throw the ball. Okay? Don't get behind. Mix it up. Okay? And defense, go after them. We need at least 3 or 4 sacks. Okay?
So
in order for us to win.
you have, with all that being said, you have Denver 28-21. A lot of things have to go right. It's going to be a tough.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be a benchmark to see where Denver's actually at. I think you can measure out Denver more than you can Kansas City in this game. With that being said, I think the Broncos got to bring the pressure early. I think that crowd's got to be crazy. I think they got to put points up early, and I think the Broncos will do that. And I think they're going to figure this out for a Monday night game that they don't get too many primetime games this year, so they're going to have to show out. They don't got no Sunday night games, so they're going to have to put it all on the line tonight. Take sole possession of first place, get tied with the Chiefs 3-1, but it'll be sole possession with a tiebreaker. I got the Denver Broncos winning this game 38-27 in a higher scoring game, so that means the offense is going to have to roll, but that defense is going to have to make some plays.
Keep going, yeah.
So with all that being said, we appreciate you guys joining the Fast Break Sports Hour and
Chuy the Wizard, or Wizard the Chuy, whatever you want to call it.
not the Wizard of Oz, but the Wizard of Chuy.
And I'm ready. As soon as the Broncos score, I'm going to have me a beer. Okay? So they're going to score early.
You're going to have a beer in the first quarter, man. In the first 5 minutes.
Every time you score, I'm going to have one. So they score a lot.
If they get 38, man, you're going to be on the ground lying down.
We're going to be doing like we used to do in Texas. No,
Not yet. We're not done yet.
Oh,
Keep talking. The
my
music's
God,
done, but
music,
they're not
okay.
done.
So everybody, get your beer ready. Let's go have
Get
some
your
Miller.
food.
It's Miller
Bronco time. Thank you for joining us. Fast Break Sports Hour. We're
Pizza's
out. Yeah.
Pizza here.